Hey guys, happy Sunday! Yay! I'm Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today we're going to take a look at what the week has cooked up for us, as well as looking into the Mayan astrology of it and taking a look at our herb of the week and diving into some reader polls, viewer polls, and some of the special questions that were voted on before this chat. The poll that I posted on Thursday. So, anyway, I hope you guys are having a lovely day. I know that many people are celebrating Easter today. So if you are celebrating Easter, I hope that you have a beautiful Easter. I just sent off my Easter blessings to some of my friends and family and things like that. So anyway, let's see. Oh, yay! We have our homies in here. Susie saying hello. Liesel, hello, hello. Ooh, Liesel's on a new phone. Hey. Susie says, you're such a great artist, Liesel. Love your video. Definitely, I've been watching Liesel's videos as well. You guys definitely need to go check out her channel, Liesel Cigar Box Guitars, as she makes these wonderful musical instruments, and I think that they're pretty freaking rad. So anyway, today I'm actually using my StreamYard. I thought it would just, I don't know, aesthetically might be better, but it does have a little bit of a delay on your comments, so I might be responding to the comments a little bit more slowly just because of that delay. Bryla, what up? How are you? All right, so let's go ahead and get into our little meditation. So we cast our nice elemental circle. I like to call in the elements and the four directions in order to just get ourselves nice and grounded in a nice space so that we can have the clearest, best messages possible for our best and highest good. And so that you guys have that as well, because since this is a live chat, you guys are going to be spreading your messages as well as the ones that I download. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get nice and cozy. Oh, Joyful Dolphin is here. And she says, hello, beautiful people. Hello, hello. Night Daughter Oracle is here. Merry meet. Like I said, everybody who's celebrating Easter today, happy Easter to you guys. All right, so just calling in the direction of the East, starting with birth, East, fire, burning away what no longer serves us. Many cultures and religions around the world celebrating spring, a new time, a new cycle these past couple of weeks. Calling in the element of wind of the south to help to blow away that which no longer serves us, to cleanse and to purify. Calling in the direction of the west, of water, to wash away what no longer serves us, to cleanse, to clean, to bring clarity to. And calling in the direction of the north, of earth, to ground us, so we may be reminded of our connection to Mama Gaia, that we are a part of Mama Gaia, and that we are ready to receive our messages today. All right, and so it is. Okay, so let's take a looky here. Some of your comments. Everybody's saying hello, skis. Night Daughter Oracle says, I have the Oracle of the Mermaids, Oracle of the Seven Energies, and Pegasus Oracle ready to go. Excellent. All right. Susie said Liesel's YouTube channel. All right. Susie has posted the link to Liesel's YouTube channel. If you guys are interested, I say definitely check it out and give her a subscribe. Everybody's saying hello, hello, wishing people happy Easters and just a happy Sunday. That's excellent. Okay, you guys. So, I may not talk as much during this live chat. Last Thursday, so just a few days ago, I did get my tooth taken out. So my whatever back molar back there. I went to the dentist. It all went well. The dentist struggled, I guess, to take my tooth out. And I was, in a meditation while I was in the dentist's office. So I was just like putting myself in meditation so I wouldn't have any sort of anxiety or anything like that. They did do all the Novocaine and everything so I wouldn't feel anything. But while I was thinking about the significance or the symbolism of having a tooth extracted, having the crown fall off, and recognizing it as a bit of death in reverse, that something I'm letting go of, something old that I'm letting go of that no longer serves me. And the dentist reminded me that that molar that came in, he says, wow, you've had that molar since you're about 12 years old. That's usually the age those molars come in. And I'm thinking about where I was in my life when I was 12 years old, kind of where my mental state was, what was going on in my family. And now to have this tooth that had really strong roots, by the way, it's just the surface of it was obliterated. It was gone. And so it was coming out, and I was thinking, man, sometimes when it comes to releasing things, I can be quite stubborn. And I was thinking, I wonder if that's going to translate to my tooth. And as soon as I thought that, while I was in my little dental meditation, the dentist is like, wow, this tooth is stubborn. Usually they just pop right out, but you have such a strong root and you have really strong bones. So he says, your jawbone is like really strong. I was like, thanks. So he had to like break it up with the drill and take my tooth out in several pieces. Um, but yeah, they grafted it, and everything. I have stitches in there right now. And then this coming Thursday, I'm going to go get my stitches out, but I have to do the whole saltwater rinse, and I'm taking ibuprofen like every 4 hours because my jaw is aching pretty good. And I know I'm a little swollen on this side, so it kind of looks like I have, I don't know, like food in my mouth. I'm like, but yeah, it feels like there's like, it's like a lump, but I know my body's just healing itself. So I've been taking it easy. We've just been going on like some slow hikes, just like not trying to do anything too strenuous, like just doing little bits and pieces around here. Prepping, we actually prepped the area for our shed so we could start putting that up now that we have better weather. Um, but yeah, I've been taking it easy on the old jaw there. And so when my gap or whatever is fully healed, they said it takes about 4 to 6 months for everything to graft, meaning it's not just my gum that heals, but I produce more new bone. So it's going to be a solid bone in my jaw, so that if I ever do get an implant, they're going to implant into bone instead of into soft tissue, which would just be gum. So that's pretty cool. And he said it appeared I had pretty tough bones. So he says he didn't see healing to be a problem. I was like, I got healing down pat, no worries there. So James is actually having some pain in his teeth right now. I don't know, could be sympathy pain. So I made him some like clove, rosemary, and ginger tea to kind of help him out. So anyway, that's why it might be a shorter chat. I don't know. But you guys feel free to definitely comment, have conversations. Okay, let me go back here. Oh, thank you, Susie. Sending lots of healing. Thank you, thank you. Brilo has the Kawaii Tarot and Pantha Oracle out today. Excellent. Night Daughter says, love your earrings. Sunflowers are my favorite. Thank you. Actually, these came from my bestie all the way from Belgium. She always picks out the cutest earrings. So, Steph, if you are ever popping in here, I love you, girl. um, Lisa says, I went through this too some years ago. All love to you. Thank you, Lisa. Susie says, should rest. Hey, I'm taking it easy, Joyful Dolphin says, it will heal, don't worry. Yeah, I know, it's gonna be just fine. Um, Night Daughter says, is your necklace a rose quartz? Oh, actually, let me tell you guys about this. So, this here, actually, I have it wrapped around twice because it's very long. But I originally bought a mala from Olivos Art Studio, my friend Claudia. And while I was walking around on the property, it broke and all my beads went everywhere. And so I only found like a quarter of the beads. I was so bummed. And then James told me, he's like, I know that you bought it from your friend Claudia, but maybe the energy of it was done. You were done with whatever it is that you were working with, with that mala. And he says maybe it's time for you to create your own mala. So when we went to Tucson, I actually bought um, actual rose quartz beads. So these are real stones, and I bought turquoise. And this is a big chunk of turquoise here. I bought obsidian, and then I bought freshwater pearl from Arkansas because I'm born in June, so my birthstone is a pearl. And so yeah, I created my own little mala. I like really long malas so that I could wrap it around my neck twice. So yeah, this is my eShell mala. So the only original part left from Claudia is this part. This is her art, and then the rest is me. So okay, let's go back here. Joyful Dolphin says, make sure you gargle with salt water. It will heal faster. Yep, I'm doing that twice a day. Dentist orders. Says, don't like clove. It didn't do anything for me a long time ago, but hurt more. Thank God it's over for me. It's been a long time. Oh my goodness. Um, and then Night Daughter says, not that one, the white and pink one. Oh, this one. Oh, yeah, this one is a rose quartz in silver. So yes. And Susie says, yes, Cloudy, Olive's art studio. Joyful Dolphin said, oh my goodness, that's happened to me plenty of times. And make necklaces hadn't for a long time. And then they like break on me and I couldn't quite get all the beads and it sucked. And I know how that feels. Yeah, I'm like walking all over this property. Like once something is lost around here, I'm like, where are you going to find it in all these rocks, um, Night Daughter says, maybe I should have said pendant. Well, I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, you guys. So I have my notes here. And before we get started, I do want to give a shout out to all of my homies that support this channel. So those people who are in the chat today, love you guys. Those people that will watch later on, love you guys. Everybody who's subscribed to the channel, I have like over 9,200 some subscribers now. Like that's freaking amazing. So thank you guys so much. And if you want to be notified when I have these live chats, which is every Sunday, unless I note otherwise, hit that notification bell. But yeah, I also want to thank my YouTube members. You guys know who you are. It's everybody that's got like a little kitten head, like a colored kitten head next to their name. You guys will be able to see them. You guys see Susie and Liesel and Heather and Kayla and Jamie Lynn. Thank you guys so much for being a YouTube member. By the way, they get an extra vote. So when I do that public poll for everybody of what we're going to pull a card for on Sunday, those 4 questions, they kind of get an extra vote because they are a YouTube member. And sometimes, I'm over there having conversations with them too. But I also want to thank my Patreon homies. I have different tiers for Patreon, which gives you kind of different benefits to supporting the channel. And I deeply appreciate all of my patrons and all the friends that I've made over on Patreon. And shout out to Charles, who's going to be getting on an airplane for the first time. And he's going to be heading out to Vegas, more for the people watching and checking out the cool architecture. So I'm wishing him well. But thank you to Surian and Brandy and Samara and Kayla and Jason and Charles and Brian and Jamie and Alexandra and Dana. So thank you guys so very much for being a patron. Okay, so let's take a look at these notes here. Wow, how did these ants get up here? I swear it's like the sun comes out, the snow melts, and all of a sudden, like ants are popping up all over the place. Like the birds are going nuts. Our little lizards, like we just see the little baby horny toads have come out. Our butterflies are coming out again. I'm pretty sure we're going to start seeing snakes around here again. But it's just so unique, like how everything just bursts back to life. All our baby cactus, like, so we have to be extra careful where we walk because all the baby cactus popping up. But it's just so lovely, and I've been having fun with my DSLR camera. I have different lenses for it, and I've been taking all these artsy photos and posting them to my Instagram, but mostly on Arizona Off-Grid. So if you guys want to check out my photography and some of the stuff we're doing here at the homestead, check out AZ off grid. So at AZ off grid on Instagram. So it's just off griddy stuff and, our adventures out here. So, alrighty. Let's see. Let's go back here. Susie said, we love you. Love you guys too. Joyful Dolphin says, yeah, it's hard to find, right? Exactly. Night Oracle says, even though we're not friends anymore, today is my ex best friend's birthday, so I have a blessed Easter birthday, Sue Ann Williams. That's lovely. Michelle, what up, girl? Hey, how are you? Happy Sunday. Uh, Susie throwing up the emojis. Michelle said, love spring. All the birds are coming out in the morning and singing again. I am loving their song, by the way. I have James and I have been feeding our birds around here some like wild bird seed, and they're very appreciative. Just lots of singing. In the morning and then in the afternoon, and then slowly as the sun starts to set, we get like the last of their songs. But so many different species. I'm trying to like learn all of them, and I'm trying to hear them, like, or at least understand them according to their call. And kind of, I'm reading a book right now learning about birds and how they operate and how they communicate. And so it's interesting to hear now that when I hear a bird speaking, it's like all of a sudden now I know kind of what they're saying. It's kind of cool. So it's a fantastic book, and actually I'll put it in the next newsletter for you guys, because I don't have the book here with me now. It's actually over there because I was going to go read it later. But maybe I'll post it on the Instagram. So if you're interested in books, I'm kind of a book nerd, but it's really good. Lots of really good information about birds and stuff that you probably never knew about them, and how human like they actually really are, and sometimes way more advanced than humans. So I think it's good stuff. Um, let's see. Night Daughter saying Persephone is trying to blossom. She was saying to Michelle. And then Susie said, so cool. Lisa said, 1818 here. I have a friendly magpie. He visits me. I call him Jackie Boy. Aw. Night Daughter said, bookworms unite. Heck yeah, girlfriend. Okay, so let's get into our Mayan astrology for today and for Saturday of the upcoming week. So today is actually 8 Emish, and Emish is known as the left side of reality. It's the unseen. It's the place we go when we astral travel, when we're in meditation. It's where, our intuition, our downloads come from. It's basically source energy. And sometimes when we can be ungrounded and kind of lost in that space, we might have difficulty balancing our 3D reality with, all the other dimensions that we reside in. But the number 8 is a reminder that, we're all connected. Everything is interconnected. No matter what dimension you are flying off into, if you're feeling distraught today, if you're feeling very ungrounded, or you're feeling, like things are hopeless, or when will this end? If you're having any sort of that anxiety, I would say tap into that number 8, tap into the collective consciousness, and reground yourself into balancing your human self with your spiritual self, your spirit self, basically. So there is that. And then we move on into a brand new Tresena on Saturday of the upcoming week with one Manik. And Manik is kind of known as the law and order. So if you're wanting to bring more order into your life, or you're wanting to look at what laws you govern yourself by, not just your city and state laws and all of that, but I'm talking about your personal law, your personal code of ethics and honor. Like what is it operating out of? And it's a good time to take a look at our core beliefs, and how is that affecting how I view the world, or how I view justice in the world, or how I view myself, how I view my family. So again, just kind of working on the self. I love it. Let's see. Let's go back here. Susie's loving the name Jackie Boy. And Lisa's like, oh, Persephone. And Susie said, that is Kismet, because I was listening to their story again this morning. Ooh. Hades and Persephone. And actually, as I look up, there is a pair of ginormous ravens that have been circling above us since we started feeding the little birds. I think they might swoop in when, because they kind of come in cycles. And we noticed around here, it doesn't appear that the birds or like the animals like really ever eat each other. Like I think what we were contemplating, we were looking around because I find bones here, but it's not a lot. And we're in a very like wild area. And we noticed that the energy here is things just kind of wait for other things to die of old age instead of like inflicting violence upon another. So, like when there was a rabbit that had frozen to death, unfortunately, when we had our first snow, or our first frost, it had died, obviously, kind of just slipped away into unconsciousness. And then the next morning, an animal had come and had taken it away. But that's kind of how the animals seem to operate around here. They don't fight with each other. They don't like try to kill each other. They just like wait for something to croak, or some food to be left out, or like something. And I just find that very interesting here. Usually when we think of the animal kingdom, we think of like, oh, the carnivores are preying upon the herbivores and stuff like that. And it's usually the only violence we ever hear about is people's domesticated dogs upon doing violence upon the wildlife. So interesting. Also, why I love this area. And this is also why we're doing this retreat here because everything else seems to live in balance here. So, Emish energy, 8 Emish. Let's see. Let's go back here. That oracle said, first card from the Oracle of Mermaids, falling in love, kissing the divine in another in yourself. Beautiful. And Susie was saying, poor rabbit. Yeah, I know. I felt so bad. I said a little prayer. I was like sending it blessings and just connecting with its spirit, making sure that everything was okay, because I was like I really wanted to cry. I don't like to see anything die. I don't like to see dead junipers. I don't like to see, dead animals, any of that. And Night Daughter says, isn't 2023 the year of the rabbit? Why, yes, it is. This is the year of the rabbit. Susie was like, hashtag burning sage. Heck yeah. Okay, so I want to get into the herb of the week. You guys know me, my little herby self, and some of you guys are kitchen witches, some of you guys are herbalists, some of you guys are botanists, or you just like to garden and dig into the soil. Some of you guys consider yourselves witchy, little green witches. So I have been keeping in my little medicine pouch an herb that I'm working with, and I'm trying to do one herb at a time. So I keep one herb in here, and I've been trying to meditate with it. It's with me in the bedroom, so that I sleep with its energy. I've been trying to look up all the ways that I can utilize it physically, but also magically, because I want to tune into the energy of it. And I picked something that I think would actually thrive up here, and it's called chickweed. So I know we have chinchweed, which is a beautiful yellow flower that comes actually in early autumn, which is interesting when we have like our second spring here. But chickweed has very similar properties, and actually it grows really well in the Rocky Mountains. And so I'm thinking of trying to introduce it here. It doesn't seem like it's invasive, so I don't feel like it will harm the local plant life here. But let me show you guys. There we go. Sorry, it's been like sitting in my little pouch for a while. Okay, so I've been keeping it in this little baggie, and this is called chickweed, and actually has a really lovely aroma. And the flower itself is actually a beautiful white flower, and it looks like a little star. So some people call it starflower. But yeah, little chickweed. It's sometimes stuff that they mix in with like chicken food, and they'll feed it to chickens. But okay, let's talk a little bit about chickweed. So chickweed is what I have noticed mainly good for anything involving the skin. So physically, if you're having any sort of skin ailments, if there are people who have gotten a pretty bad burn, let's say like a second-degree burn on their arm, first or second-degree burn. Oh, hello, bird. Who are you? Wow. There's a beautiful yellow bird with black stripes on its wings. He's got a black head. Wow, he's just like sitting staring at me. Wow, very nice. Okay, so chickweed. If you had a fresh leaves of chickweed and you had some fresh flower of mullein, you could put it directly onto the wound, and it's actually really good for wound healing, like for those burns, like I said. You can mix it with aloe vera, and really good for if you got a pretty bad sunburn. It just kind of enhances the properties of aloe vera. Some people use chickweed. Hello, little birdie. Some people use chickweed in like dietary teas when they're trying to lose weight and they want to up their metabolism and their fat burn. They will mix chickweed with what was it? It was dandelion root, chickweed. I believe mullein was in there, and there was one other herb to mix it with. Um, oh, calendula. Yeah. And then let's see, there was something else. Oh yeah, another. If you have just like really dry skin, if you create a salve using chickweed and St. John's wort, that was pretty good. But yeah, basically anything topical you want to do with your skin, chickweed is good for it. You could have it as a tea, but it has a mild laxative effect, so I probably wouldn't drink a lot of chickweed. I think this is more for like topical use. Um, Magically speaking, talking about this, it's connected to fidelity, it's connected to love. So if you're wanting to like give a little boost to a love spell or something like that, you can do it in any form. That way, I would probably mix it with maybe roses or jasmine or something like that if I was going to do like a little love incense or a love spell. Also working with self love, and you think of like, physically it's good for healing, and rejuvenating skin, right? So if you have something in your relationship that needs healing and rejuvenating, meaning like bringing like the two pieces of skin together or bringing two people back together, chickweed would be really good for that. So I understand kind of why they associate it with love. So yeah, so I've just been keeping my little chickweed with me, and if you're wondering how it's spelled, there it is. Okay, so let's put that back in my little pouch. I just like to keep it on my person, so we just kind of mesh our energies together. Okay. All right, so let me see. Let's go back to what you guys were saying. Just some comments. Night Daughter loved the triple moon symbol on my little medicine pouch. Night Daughter says, sounds like chickadee. Oh, ow. I can't smile too big, sorry. Night Daughter said, sorry, goldfinch, not chickadee. Aw. And Joyful Dolphin said, hey, you have horses, right? Or no? We are surrounded by horses. We have a lot of wild horses around here, but owning a horse, I do not own a horse. That would require a lot of cash. I don't have that, but I like hanging with the wild horses that are around here. Long hair, skinny eye toe. Hello, hello. Night Daughter said, first card from the Oracle of Seven Energies, opening to discovery. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so on that, let's go ahead and get into our message. Joyful Dolphin said, okay, so it is true that horse manure can heal cuts too. That I would have to look into, because I have actually been looking into, I mean, maybe it sounds kind of gross, but I'm pretty good at identifying the poop around here and animal tracks. Like I'm a pretty good tracker. So like, I know when I see elk poop or deer poop or mule deer poop, or what are these birds doing? They're hanging all over my Jeep right now, like about like 100 feet from me, or 50 feet. Yeah, 50 feet from me. All these birds are just chilling on little Quetzadora. Oh, hey, babies. Hello, hello. It's all these yellow birds. Well, hello there. Oh, that's so nice. Um, what was I saying? Was looking at these birds. Oh yeah, so and I like can tell jackrabbit poop from like the cottontail poop, and like I just I don't know. I guess I really want to get to know my animals around here. So I will look into the horse manure stuff, definitely. Everybody's saying hello. Susie said my neighbor popped by. Hey, speaking of neighbors, our neighbor that's like back way back there. I guess he's coming in this week. They're part timers, so they only spend half the year here and then half the year down in the valley in Phoenix. So it'll be nice to see them again. Lisa says, I've been carrying pyrite with me. I don't know much about it, but this piece has bonded with me. That's awesome. Well, pyrite is the stone, or I would say the metal for solar plexus energy, soul energy, sun energy. Good at helping you to find your own radiant shine. It's very strong. So if anybody was faltering maybe and they want to feel a boost in their strength and their confidence, pyrite is really good for that. And also, if you're doing witchy stuff, it's good for abundance spells, bringing in money. It's kind of like good for that kind of abundance flow, not just money, but any form of abundance. So, hey, I'm loving pyrite. Um, Lisa welcoming everyone. Okay, so let's get into our message. And since for many people, this is Easter Day, although I know for a couple of weeks, like I said, there's many religions and many cultures that have been celebrating this turn in the cycle, whether they're in the southern hemisphere and going into a much cooler season, or you're in the northern hemisphere and you're going into a warmer season. There's a lot of celebration that's going on. So I kind of want to tap into that message, kind of that change in cycle, continuing to change in cycle. I know we've had our equinox, now we've had our full moon. We've had Ostara, we've had Passover, we've had so many things going on. So I want to tap into that energy. And for that, actually, I want to tap into the Oracle of Roses. And yeah, let's just tap into the Oracle of Roses. Susie said abundance. And Lisa said, thanks, Terry. You're very welcome. And Susie, Night Daughter said, first card from the Pegasus Oracle, Pegasus and Chimera. Ooh, I remember teaching that to my freshman students when we were learning about Greek mythology and Roman mythology before we started reading the Odyssey. And, we had to learn about the Chimera. We had to learn about the Scylla and the Charybdis and the Pegasus and all of these things. And it's just kind of bringing back some teaching memories. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and shuffle these. Got beautiful edging. And you know what? I want to say that this deck is courtesy of my good friend Susie a while back. I absolutely love this deck. I've busted out all of my floral decks right now because I'm like, in the springy mood. It's kind of nice not to be wearing a jacket right now. Like, that's kind of cool. Actually, I have like my short pants on because sunshine and like my little white ankles needs to get some melanin back in my skin. So, Okay, so a message for this week. Let's take a look-see. Night Daughter says, I have a couple Sherilyn decks, but I'm wanting to get more. I didn't notice that I had so many of her decks. Like, I wasn't trying to get Sherilyn Darcy decks. I just happen to like what she makes. So much of my flower decks are from her. I was like, what the heck? Susan said, cute pants. Lisa said, roses are my favorites. Mine too. I can't wait to grow some up here. And I found out I can because naturally we have something called an Apache rose that grows up here. And if Apache rose, which is in the rose family, can grow here, that means I can grow my own roses again. Because I love to use roses and everything, not just for their beauty and for their scent, but they're actually really good, for teas, for skin, for food, for magic, like everything, like roses, everything. Okay, so let's see. We have the Self, Madame Abel Chantenay Rose. And then we have the Warrior, Marcal Neil Rose. And then we have the Ruler, Rose du Roy. All right, so let's put these three babies together: the Self, the Warrior, and the Ruler. Okay, and I'll leave these flowers up for you guys in case you guys get any intuitive hits. There we go. Joyful Dolphin says, love roses. I post rose pics for the day now. And oh, that's so cool. Night Daughter says, the decks I have are my three favorite creators, Oracle the Mermaids by Lucy Cavendish, Oracle the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed, and Pegasus Oracle by Lana Fairchild. Very cool. Just like these birds are going crazy. Oh, there he goes. Hello. Hello. I know. Hold on. Let me see if I can move this camera. Okay, they're all kind of fluttering at the top of that. Hold on, at the top of that juniper tree. One's actually sitting at the very top there. Oh, and one's off to the side, like right there. Hey guys. Hey, we're saying hello to you. Say hello to your family. Oh my goodness. Night Daughter Oracle saw the top bird. Yeah, that one's just chilling there. That's like a favorite spot for a lot of the birds I have found. Okay, so let's go back to this. It feels like this week is going to be not challenging. I don't feel like it's challenging like, oh my gosh, I'm being met with challenges. Not that kind of challenge, but more helping you to concretely and with clarity see who you really are. This is the universe asking you through kind of some difficulties. Who are you? What do you stand for? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be right now in this moment? And so the only way to be able to kind of see who you are at your core and what you believe in is to be met with some sort of adversity or some sort of challenge. Like I said, I don't feel like it's these huge challenges, not like anything that's going to be like backbreaking or anything like that, but where you really have to listen to the words that come out of your mouth, like when you respond to things, how you're thinking about certain things, how you're thinking about yourself in situations, and having a little think about it, like, the words that I've been saying, is that really reflective of the real me, or am I just trying to please other people? And if that's true, why am I trying to do that? Why am I hiding my feelings or my thoughts? Why am I doing that? Or you might be saying, I thought about what I said and I still stand behind it. That is me, and I'm not going to change, for anyone. So that's kind of what I feel like kind of going into this week is just think about how you interact with people, how you interact with situations, and think about the words that you say and what you think to yourself. And if there's anything that doesn't feel authentic, that feels incongruent with who you feel like you should be or that you ought to be or that you are, then maybe this is time to start looking into things that need to be put more into balance. Maybe there are some things like I was talking about, kind of balancing the law within, with that Monique energy coming up on Saturday of the upcoming week. How we govern ourselves. Are there any core beliefs, or is there any shadows? Is there any programming that is keeping you out of alignment with who you feel you ought to be? Or are you allowing the programming to continue? So I don't feel like it's going to be a difficult week, but just little challenges here and there just to get you to have a think about the person that you truly are and how you're showing that to the world. How authentic are you being to everyone around you? So, yeah. Interesting. And I sometimes, even catch myself when I'll be interacting with people. Sometimes I will bite my tongue and I won't say things because I'm like, I don't want to cause a conflict, I don't want to cause issues. And then I feel bad later because I'm like, dude, why didn't I say something? It's like, why do I hold back like that? Why do I bite my tongue like that? Just because I don't want to cause problems for somebody else, but really it's, I want them to feel comfortable by causing me discomfort. So why is my comfort something I should sacrifice for the comfort of others. Of course, I don't want to like hurt people. That's not my intention. But I definitely don't want people to know me under false pretense. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Let's go back here. Joyful Dolphin said, "What birds are they?" You know what? I haven't seen those birds before, so I'm gonna have to go look up in my bird book because I saw they were yellow. They had black heads. They had kind of like black stripes on their wings. So I'm gonna have to do a little, I don't know, search and figure out what birds those were, so I can maybe correctly identify their medicine. Because obviously they were flying around me for a reason. They got a message, so I'm not gonna ignore them. Susie said, Monday is super lucky. Jupiter, Sun, Kazimi, very good day. Excellent. Night Daughter said, I got time and tide, oceanic spells and rituals with endurance. Keep going at the bottom of the deck. Susie said, shout out to Dana and Heather, our Aries friends. Yes. Dana just had her birthday. And before that, our friend Heather had her birthday. My dad celebrated his 83rd birthday on the 5th. And when I called my dad, he didn't answer the phone because my dad was at the gym. And he says that he was getting all kinds of crap from like the dudes that he's been working at the gym with for like years and decades, actually. He says they were like, are you okay, old man? Do you need help finding a machine? Because my dad's like, sometimes you're just standing there trying to figure out like what workout machine I want to work on next. Yes, my dad is 83 and still pumps iron. My dad's got a six pack. My dad's got muscles. He's very conscious of his body and his health and all of that. But he's like, I'm just standing there thinking like, should I do legs right now? Should I do arms? And somebody came up and said, are you confused? Or do you need help? Are you lost? And he's like, he's like, why is everybody giving me crap just because I'm 83 now? He's all, and then I'm leaving the gym and there's a steep staircase, that leads in and out of the gym. Like if you can't climb the stairs, you can't go to his gym. So he's like, the guy at the desk was like, make sure that you hold on to the rail. We don't need you falling down the stairs. He's like, really? Really? And so he said he actually did accidentally fall while he was at the gym. He said somebody had left a barbell on the floor and he wasn't paying attention and he tripped on it. And he's like, I fell right on my face. And he says, don't worry, I'm fine. It was more my ego was bruised because, I'm always trying to look tough when I'm at the gym. And he's like, all the guys were like, oh my God, Chris, are you fine? Are you okay? Did you break anything? He's like, I didn't break anything. But I was like, oh no, I'm cool. I'm cool. Like I try to play it off. And he goes, and I was just like, man, I'm so embarrassed. Like everybody already thinks I'm super old, but now here I go face planting in front of everybody like I'm some sort of invalid. And I was like, it's okay, Papa. So yeah, he says that his brother and sister, my aunt and uncle, gave him a call, and they were also kind of doing a little joshing with him, kind of making fun of him for being super old. But yeah, it seems like he had a good birthday. He went out for Italian food. He says he got a nice pump on, so he said he really got to work out his biceps. So yay to our Aries folks. That's definitely Aries to the max over there. Joyful Dolphin says, I know who I am. There we go. Let's see. Susie says, love that, Tara. Good message to hear. Night Daughter Oracle said, could be a goldfinch. I'll definitely look it up. Joyful Dolphin said, yellow belly, I think. Well, look both of those up for sure. Lisa said, bless up, Aries. Susie said, he's awesome. Joyful Dolphin says, it's my youngest daughter's birthday, second birthday. Oh, happy birthday to her. I hope she has an amazing birthday. Susie said, Joyful Dolphin sending her love and birthday wishes. Joyful said that my best friend is on the 19th of this month. Heck yeah, happy birthday to your bestie as well. Susie said, Terry, your dad is cool. Yeah, I love my daddies. He's an interesting fellow. All right, so let's go ahead and move on then. I'm gonna have a little bit of water. Sorry about that. I hit the microphone. I'm gonna have a little bit of water just for my the hole in my mouth. Okay. Okie dokie. Alrighty. All right, so our special question. So this was one that was voted on in the public poll. So on Thursday, I posted 4 questions and then everybody got to vote. And I posted those same 4 questions to my YouTube members and also to my patrons. And I know that I have a couple people, Jamie and Kayla, that are my patrons, but they're also my YouTube members. So technically, they got 3 votes total because the public poll, Patreon, and YouTube membership. And actually, it was because of the votes from Patreon and the YouTube membership that actually changed what the winning vote was because their votes, they had more votes for a particular category that had less votes in the public poll. So here is the winning vote. Joyful Dolphins, thank you. Night Daughter says, I don't really have a dad. My birth family and I are estranged. But we always have our soul family. I would say that, I love my family, but who I'm closest to are my soul family, my friends, those that I have brought into my life and called my family. I would say that I'm much closer to them, but I do have okay relationships, I think, with my family, but I'm grateful, ever so grateful for all the people in my life that I consider my friends because they are my family. So Susie sending Caitlin hugs. Susie said, soul family is so important for sure. Yes. Okay. So the winning question, you guys, if you guys want to grab your decks, let me just give my mouth a couple of seconds there. Okay. What must I keep in mind when learning about our astrology? And that kind of came up because I was actually doing a Mayan birth chart and I was thinking about, Susie, who's a really good astrologist, and all the other people that I know that do astrology. My Nana was actually really into astrology, like Western astrology. And I just thought it was, it's just so interesting that there can be so much that is telling about us when we look into our astrologies, or our Mayan astrologies. But also, I think that sometimes we can pigeonhole ourselves into a particular persona. Like I might say, I'm a Gemini, and then keep myself in that box, so to speak. And I do believe that we need to embrace, let's say in the Western astrology, embrace all 12 of the zodiac signs. And just like in Mayan astrology, to embrace all 20 of the day signs. And yes, you may resonate with one now, but I think the ultimate goal is to kind of branch out of that box and become one with all, because in the end, we all are one, right? So it's tapping into that collective consciousness, I think. And so, anyway, all that stuff was kind of coming up, and that's where I came up with that question. Because I just, I'm curious, what should we keep in mind when we look into our astrology? Okay. Let's see, Joyful Dolphins. My best friend's family is my family. Yep. Susie said, aw, Nana. Yep. And Susie said, Dana, too, is an excellent astrologer. Yes. And she's actually really good at looking into human design, and galactic astrology is something that she's looking into that I find really fascinating. Night Daughter Oracle says, I got opening to discovery again for this question. Wow. All right. Well, let me bust out a deck here. Okay, so I found that these 2 decks actually work really well together. This is called the Flowers Oracle by Antonella Castelli, and this is the Victorian Flowers Oracle created by me. And I didn't mass produce this one. I have it on my website, kittenswaitsandtarot.com, but you buy it through, I believe it was Make Playing Cards, so MPC. So it's just like they made to order. But anyway, I have them in these little tins here, and I just think that these 2 decks work very well. All right, let's see. Lisa said, check out Susie's astrology. She's mint, top notch. You know what? I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Susie said, Lisa, thank you. I will be back soon. Susie said, gorgeous. Yep, this is my little deck here. Susie said, thank you to Caitlin. Lots of love all the way around. I love it when you guys are sending good juju to each other. Okay, so let's take a look at this question. Let me just get these things out of here. So what must we keep in mind when learning our astrology? And since they work well together, I think they speak as one voice. That's why I'm using both of these decks. Okay. What must we keep in mind when learning about our astrology? I'll tell you what, I can't wait to get these stitches out on Thursday. They're paid in my patootie. Okay. Okay, and then we'll do a little shuffle of my Victorian flowers. Okay, those there. All right, so let's see what we have. Susie, so Caitlin, I have an idea about that. I will message you soon because Night Daughter said, I'm actually waiting for you to interpret my chart still. Well, Susie has been taking some time off. You know, she's had some pretty big life events going on, but I know that when Susie is ready, she'll definitely be back and spreading her light as she always is. Just your mere presence, you know, here is a lot of light and a lot of love spread. Okay, so let's take a look here. We have Centauri, and then we also have Violet, and then it says faithful efforts rewarded. Okay, so let me take a look into this. Thank you. And Night Daughter said yes, unfortunately. Okay. So what must we keep in mind when looking into our astrology? Okay. Something to keep in mind is that no matter what sign you're born under, whether you're looking at Eastern astrology, Western astrology, Mayan astrology, galactic astrology, all of these different astrologies that are out there, no matter what the formation was and what sign that you're given, know that everything has a light and a darkness within it. And that's because there is balance. Every sign has a balance. Our free will chooses how much of our light, how much of our darkness we choose to see and acknowledge, how much of our strengths and our weaknesses we choose to see and acknowledge. And so when you are looking at your astrology, instead of allowing it to dictate to you who you are and what you are no good at and what you are very good at, instead look at it as a outline. You know, you have these strengths. How would you like to utilize these strengths? That's totally up to you. You have this darkness, or you have these shadows, you have these weaknesses. How could you turn these into strengths? How can you help to heal them in this lifetime? How can you call on the other signs, which are also you, by the way, because remember, all is one. How can we call on those to help us to embrace more fully who we are, which is everyone? And how can we use it to really radiate our strengths and also help to bring into balance and bring into light our weaknesses and our darkness? So, no matter what your astrology may be, no matter what astrology you may follow, make sure that you're looking at both the light and the dark. And although sometimes it may be hard to accept the darkness in us because we've been told to be scared, we've been told that that's a bad thing and those are bad parts of us, understand that they are parts of you. And if you continue to ignore them, then how can you ever turn them into a strength? You're only one half a person then. You can't say I'm all light and no darkness. You know, we want to be one whole human being. I want my darkness to come up so I can bring myself into balance. I want to heal those things so it's no longer a darkness, but something I can utilize to help others. All right. I can dig it. Like I said, you know, these two decks always seem to go together. Like you see the purple flowers here of Centauri, and then you see the purple of the violets, and they like look so. I don't know. It's just kind of odd how these two decks just seem to correlate with each other. Okay, let's see what you guys guys have here? Night Daughter says I got sanctuary, privacy, inviolate, personal space, respected boundaries, and taboos. Susie said beautiful, and Joyful Dolphin said balance. Yes. Susie said stunning work, Tara, on your deck too. Thank you. Yeah, a while back I was reading a book on Victorian flowers, and it was like, oh, how to create your own oracle deck, and that like gave me an idea of like I want to create my own flower, my own Victorian flower deck. So yeah, that was a fun few weeks working on the computer and my Photoshop. Um, and Night Daughter says, I wonder how that message fits. Hmm. I would say definitely tap in, ask your higher self. What does she say? Um, okay, so let's go on, and I want to go into the viewers poll, and I have kind of in the keeping of, like I said, a lot of people have been celebrating, um, especially in the northern hemisphere, like springtime stuff, and there's all these different ancient rituals, ancient civilizations that have their own kind of celebrations at this time, plus religions and all kinds of stuff. So I have two questions for you guys to vote on, and the first one, these two things, is either would you like a message from the divine masculine, or we could say the Christ consciousness, since today is, and many Christians are celebrating the rising of, Christ, rising out of his grave. But also, the other question would be, would you rather have a message from the divine feminine, or in this case, in Christianity, it would be Mother Mary? So, if we want to put it into like more of a consciousness perspective, do we want to take and get a message from the Christ consciousness, or Mary of Nazareth consciousness? So transcending their egos and more into their higher selves. Okay, so let's grab a deck for that. What deck do I want to use? You know what? Let's go with this deck. Another Sherilyn Darcy, the flower reading cards. Let's see. Susie said gorgeous. Night Daughter says there's a deck called Botanical Inspirations deck. It's Victorian like. I do have that one actually. I love that one quite a lot. Lisa said the Victorians had a whole language with flowers. Yes, I'm so fascinated by that too. I also have a thing for like old timey stuff. So okay. All right, you guys, let's go with our votes. If you would like to receive a message from the divine masculine, aka Christ consciousness, then vote with a red heart emoji, or just type the words red heart if you don't have emojis at your disposal. Or if you would like a message from the divine feminine, aka Mother Mary consciousness, then vote with a green heart emoji, or just type the words green heart. All right, so let's do a little Jeopardy music. And you guys vote away, vote away. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Cards flying out. Sherry Bug! Oh my gosh, girl! How are you doing? Long time no see. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. It's great to see you here. And people have been asking, like, how is Sherry? Where did Sherry go? So I hope you're having a wonderful day. All right. Let me just get a little bit of water. I just like scraped my tongue on my on my stitch. It kind of hurt. Ugh. Oh, maybe I need to take a CBD later. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. Okay, our votes are coming in. Night Daughter Oracle says Gran used to call me Katie Bug. Aw. All right, so keep those votes coming. Red hearts, green hearts. So red heart for the Christ consciousness or divine masculine. Green heart for Mother Mary consciousness or divine feminine. Sherry Bug says, hey there. Yep. Have had a busy few months doing good. That's excellent. Susie said, "Oh, Tara, I feel so bad for you sending healing. No worries. I mean, these stitches are coming out on Thursday. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. It's just a flesh wound." Susan said, "Sherry Bug, you look fantastic last time I saw on Facebook." And Sherry Bug saying hi to Lisa, thanking Susie. Okay, so let's go ahead and count up your hearts. And we have, hold on, we'll start with the red hearts. Night Daughter Oracle, red hearts. Susie, red hearts. Okay, we got 2 there. Let's go to the green hearts. Liesel, green heart, and long hair skinny Aito, green heart. So we have 2-2. So let's see. Yeah, so 2-2. I believe it is a tie, unless we have a tiebreaker. If there is no tiebreaker, well, we'll just have to pull a card for each, won't we? I mean, that's kind of balance, right? Feminine, masculine in energies. Or for Christians today, Christ, Mother Mary. Joyful Dolphin says, "No, I have 3 red hearts. I put a red heart and it's just a different heart." Oh, okay. All right. So 3 red hearts then. Okay, so Sherry Bug, it was voting with a red heart for a message from the divine masculine or the Christ consciousness, since many people are celebrating Easter today, or a green heart for the divine feminine message or from Mother Mary consciousness. Okay, so yeah, Joyful Dolphin. Okay, so Joyful Dolphin had a red heart. Okay, so then it looks like it is red, unless Sherry would like to come in and throw in a vote, which would be more than welcome. Oh, I see. Oh, I see Joyful Dolphin's heart now. Mi corazón. Yo miro, yo miro. Okay. All right. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Looks golf. Looks good. Okay, so I believe it is red. And then Sherry Bug also throw in a red. So red is the winner. That is the message from the divine masculine or the Christ consciousness. Yeah, Sherry Bug's like both would be good though. I agree. Okay, so here we go. Let's pull a card here. Oh. Cards going all over the place. Okay, so we have Snowdrop Hope. All right, let's dive into this one. Susie said thank you all. Okay. Okay, it appears that the Christ consciousness is talking about balance once again, just like we were talking about balance with the last question with the astrologies, keeping that balance of light and dark. And when people ask you to have hope or to have hope in this, it's not asking you to only see the light in everything, but to have a balance. And when people are feeling hopeless, that's obviously an imbalance. They are looking into the dark side, so to speak. If we want to give it a name like dark side, light side, as if it's some sort of Star Wars thing. But really, what it is to understand that everything is within balance. Things may be out of balance for a time, but eventually they'll go back to being in balance. And that's where the hope comes from. Hope would be considered the light, hopelessness would be considered the dark. So, how can we bring the two into balance? It's knowing that in times of hopelessness, we have hope, and sometimes when we have hope, that's because there's hopelessness. And so, one cannot thrive without the other. And so it's not an eradication of the darkness, but to bring it into balance. And so, whatever you may be seeing as darkness or lightness in your life or in the world at large, know that everything is working its way into balance once again. And so, if we continue to focus on one aspect or another, that will become our reality. But to totally deny that there is a different aspect, whether it's light or it's dark, is to keep yourself within an imbalance. And that's not what we're striving to be here in this incarnation on earth. that is we are meant to try to balance ourselves, our own lightness and darkness, because how can the world at large balance its light and dark if the world is a reflection of us? And if the universe is a reflection of us, and we are a reflection of the universe, it's a symbiotic relationship. We can't ask for the world to be one way, but yet never do any balancing work on ourselves to understand our darkness and to understand our light, and to understand that one is in need of the other. Because without the darkness, we cannot see our light. Without light, we cannot see where the darkness is. They are a balance. Some people have a hard time accepting one or the other, but really it has nothing to do with the world. It's our perception of it on the inside, how we view things as light and as dark. Case in point would be two people having similar backgrounds, raised in similar ecosocial society or group, and one perceiving their upbringing as being quite light, the other perceiving it as being quite dark, but yet having all of the same things, same type of parents, same upbringing, same schools, same education, but it's their perception of it. And so, in any area of your life in which you feel you suffer, how is your perception governing that suffering? Do you suffer because your perception of it is that it is bad? Do you look at something with rose colored sunglasses, so to speak, because you feel you must, because you are too scared to look at the shadow? It's okay to be scared. But at some point, we tap into our strength, which is our light. But our strength also comes from our dark. And that's where our balance comes in. To heal from within, we see the healing without. Whew. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my goodness. I feel like, wow. Like, where am I? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see. Let's go back here. I missed some of your comments. Night Daughter Oracle says, I got Return of Aphrodite, Temple, Birth of the Goddess Guidance, Goddess Energy, Treating as Sacred. And Susie said, Dolphin, yes, what you were saying. And Joyful Dolphin said, love Star Wars. Caitlin said, darkness does not always equate to evil, just as light does not always mean good. And Susie says, the middle path. This resonates so much. And yes, definitely true, Caitlin. Susie said, just had deja vu. Interesting. And Caitlin said, I also got beautiful and caging. I think our collective divine feminine is awakening to try and bring balance. Joyful Dolphin said, amen. So thank you guys, wow, for allowing me to share that message. That felt, woo. I also think it's time for my ibuprofen again. Like, okay. I have, hold on, let me see. Let's go here. Yay! See, since I'm using StreamYard, I get to do fancy things like this. I get a little ticker tape down at the bottom. Isn't that cool? All right, so we are towards the end of our live chat today. This is where I do one card pulls or one card downloads for people who want to be involved in a super chat or a super sticker. So if anybody is interested in that, I'd be more than happy to pull a card for you. Let's see what deck I would actually use for you guys. You know what? Let's pull another Sherilyn Dorsey deck and let's use the flower petals. If you guys are interested, if not, that's okay too. We'll go right into our healing. And I have brought actually my Tibetan singing bowl for our healing today. Susie said, cool ticker tape. Yeah, I was like, ooh, I was like, you know, I I'm doing like a paid version of StreamYard now, and I'm like I can like do so many fancy things. I get to do like this fancy little like border that you see, and actually created that myself in Photoshop, doing like this splatter paint, and I was like, now I get to do like a little ticker tape, and I'm like, I feel like all professional. It just looks all fabuloso. So, anywho, let me know, you guys. Otherwise, like I said, let's go right into our healing because who doesn't need a little healing? I know that physically I need a little healing, but also I know that this now non existent tooth, um, there's a lot that I'm healing from on the spiritual level because there was so much in that tooth that I believe is old programming and shadows, and that I'm working through them right now. Like now the tooth is gone, but now I have to let go of actually what that tooth represented. So even though the dentist took it out, doesn't mean that the programming has been taken out. So I'm actually working on that right now. Joyful Dolphin says, can't pay sorry, wish I can't. It's complicated. Hey, no worries, no worries. Um, Caitlin says, me and Brian's energy, will we be a good couple? Let's take a look at that. And thank you so much, Caitlin. Definitely do appreciate it. Much gratitude. Um, you know, I try to reiterate that with everybody that I read for, whether it's, some of my bigger readings, like with my client readings that I do, or here on YouTube, that I really am truly grateful to be able to do what I do because I know that it's quite personal, your questions. And I think it's an honor to be able to work with you guys in that way. So thank you. All right, long hair, skinny eye toe, super sticker. Thank you. Definitely let me know what your question is. We're going to take a look at Caitlin's question first, though. Susie said, no worries, Joyful Dolphin. I am waiting until I am ready myself. Nice. Okay, so Caitlin, you and Brian's energy, will you be a good couple? And it's interesting. Every time you type the word or the name Brian, that's actually my brother's name, and that's how he spells his name. And so, like, every time you say Brian, I keep thinking you're talking about my brother. I'm like, what? Okay. You and Brian's energy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on, cards. You go. Okay, we got it. We got a card. Okay. Caitlin said there are rumors that he already has a girlfriend, but I think it's false. And long hair, skinny toad would like a general reading, of course, of course. And joyful dolphin says, I know I do have a question. I really want to know what happened to the plane. Really happened. I think I already know, but yeah. Caitlin said, no, Brian Molko. Yes, I know, I know. My brother's married, so like, um, he's got a wonderful wife. I'm glad that they're together. That's actually the woman that he married is his first girlfriend, actually, and they met like a few years ago. So like my brother is kind of a shy guy, so like he never had a girlfriend, never kissed a girl, and so that literally is the first girl he's ever dated and ever kissed, and in a way it's kind of cute. So okay, we have Sweet Pea for Caitlin. The comfort of good company heals old hurts. Let me dive into this one. Okay, I do have a sense that Brian hasn't really committed to any one person. I kind of feel that he's actually, I believe this is on a subconscious level, but he's actually looking for somebody in which he can heal with. And I think that if eventually, like I said, he hasn't made any choices yet, he may just kind of be looking or dating around, kind of seeing how he feels in the energy of particular people. But he's looking for somebody that can aid him on his healing journey. And like I said, this is more at a subconscious level. If you asked him, he'd probably say, oh, I'm looking for somebody that I have like stuff in common with. That's not actually it. He wants to know energetically how he's feeling with that person. Does he feel like this is somebody he can grow with, that he can heal with? And if you two ever did become a couple or an item, there would be some tremendous healing between the both of you. He would be able to show you things that may be more difficult for you to heal on your own because there's no, I guess, soundboard. When you say things, usually it's, you say them up in your head or, you say them to yourself. But if there's an actual other person there, someone like Brian, and you're saying these things or you're thinking these things out loud, he'd be able to give you feedback on those things so that maybe you would be able to heal some of the things that you think or just the ways in which you operate so that you could become a more glowier version of yourself, a more balanced version of yourself, but also it would be a good balance because you'd be able to do the same for him, all the things that he thinks of, on his own. And if there's nobody to respond to what he says about himself or how he speaks about things, which you would be a good person who would have response to that to get him to think so that he can work on his healing journey. And that's actually something he's looking for. So, like I said, he's just kind of on the I don't want to call it a hunt because he's not really hunting anybody, but but he's trying to look for somebody in which at this time he would have a good healing relationship with. But remember, with a healing relationship would come a lot of difficulties. There would be a lot of conflict within that relationship, but it's because there needs to be stress and conflict for there to have healing take place. Because if everybody's just comfortable in their little comfort zones, there is no healing because nobody is putting tension or stress on your point of view or your beliefs so that maybe you might question things or expand your perception or point of view, but same for him as well. All right. All right. Very interesting. All right. Let's go back here. Mm-hmm. Just want to take a look at your comments. This is Terry used much energy, so maybe another time. Yeah, always, of course, and I definitely want to go go heal my jaw. Caitlin said yes, hard to heal, like my intimate trauma, to put it lightly. And Joyful Dolphin says, Susie, what I'm trying to say is I'm never going to be able to pay. Oh, I understand. I see. Um. Oh wow, Caitlin, that is so generous of you. So Joyful Dolphin, Caitlin has actually um, purchased a reading for you. So that, wow, Caitlin, that's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Um, okay, so let's go with long hair, skinny eye, toe, and then we have Sherry Bug. Sherry Bug says, "Will Shane eventually open himself to a relationship?" We'll definitely take a look at that. And then yeah, and then we'll get to Joyful Dolphin. That is so nice. Okay. So, all right. So, Long Hair Skinny Eye Toe had a general message. Um, and Caitlin said, "You're very welcome." Wow, that is very kind. I love when you guys are just so loving to each other. Like it's very nice. Okay. Long Hair Skinny Eye Toe. Let's see here. Long hair, skinny eye toe. So while I'm trying to tap into your energy, and while I'm getting ready to pull your card, I have that Beastie Boys song stuck in my head. It's like, no sleep till Brooklyn, dun, 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 Brooklyn. So yeah, that's playing in my head. Don't know how that's correlated, but I thought I would just throw that out there. Okay. No sleep till Brooklyn. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, French piani. Nice. Joyful Dolphin says, really don't have to do that, but thank you so much, Caitlin. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Um, And Caitlin said Brooklyn is where Brian's concert is. Very interesting. All right, so long hair skinny eye toe. It says, "You are truly beautiful on the inside and the outside." Lisa's loving the Beastie Boys. Okay, so let's dive into this one. Long hair, skinny eye toe, don't tone yourself down. I know that I was talking about earlier how this week is about challenging our authenticity this week. You know, how do we interact in social situations around other people? When do we bite our tongue, or do we just say things to appease others just so we don't create conflict, by actually voicing our true thoughts and opinions? And you have this, I don't know, it just feels like such a, like, if you were to walk into a room, you fill the room with your energy. Like you don't even have to be, dancing or standing on your head or anything like that. Like, just your mere presence and your smile and the way that you present yourself to others is just this enormous light of energy, and many people feel it. And there are people that just soak it up like you were the sun itself. They're just like, oh, I want to get more of her, I want to get more of that energy. They, and sometimes people might latch on, as energetic vampires, because they just love what you have to give so much, and it helps them to sometimes not take a look at the things they need to heal. They figure that if they just continue to soak up your goodness, then that's all they need. So kind of keep that in mind. But also, there are some people that feel threatened by that type of, like, boastful kind of like Beastie Boys energy, like, rah, yeah, they're just like kind of, fun loving, kind of crazy, do, and I don't stop, that kind of like energy. And some people, they're not comfortable in their own skin. So it feels easier for them to, let's say, tell somebody else to keep it down, keep your light down, keep your voice down, because I feel threatened by your voice and your presence and your light. And so, us being, people that don't want to hurt other people, we sometimes dim our light. We make ourselves much smaller, because it's like, oh, I didn't realize I was hurting this person in a way. But you're not hurting them. It's somebody else asking you to be someone that you're not, for you to be inauthentic, in order for them to continue to not look at their own authenticity, because they may be scared to share their light and spread their light. They may be somebody who was told, just like they're telling you, keep your voice down, don't cause a scene, you're just making trouble, don't cause conflicts. And so they have kept themselves small. And since they were conditioned that way, they are continuing to try to condition others in that way. But this is just a heads up that you need to be who you are, because if you don't challenge people to be who they truly are, they will never grow. And that's part of your, one of your many missions here, part of your light here, is to challenge others to be who they really are, so that they can continue to help others, not to continue to spread programming, but to continue to actually heal. And the only way people can help heal others is to be an authentic human being. And that's somebody that you are. So please don't dim your light. Please don't tone it down for anyone. You can be respectful without having to be inauthentic. And also, the other part, just watch out for your energetic vampires out there. They may be very well meaning, nice people. It may be subconscious, but just make sure that you have your boundaries up. All right. Um, let's see. Let's go back to your comments. Joyful Dolphin said, really? Oh, yeah, yeah. She was telling Caitlin hello and thank you. Joyful Dolphin said, my question is, I would really like to know what happened to the plane. Really happened. I think I know. But yeah, okay. Nice. Joyful Dolphin says, question, what really happened to the plane that disappeared? I think I actually know, but just wanted to know anything else. Okay, sure. Okay, and so Susie, thank you for reminding me what Sherry Bug had. It was regarding Shane opening up, and then about the plane for Joyful Dolphin. All right, excellent. And Caitlin for long hair, skinny eye toe got vision, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing out of body travel. And long hair, skinny eye toe said, thank you so much. You're very welcome. And Susie says, long hair, you got this. All right. Okay, so Sherry Bug was wanting to know about Shane and if he was going to be opening up. So, um, oh, will he eventually open himself to a relationship? Okay. Um, you guys all have names of people that are in my family. I actually have a cousin Shane. He actually has his baby girl. I think is gonna be is 3 or 4. Oh my goodness, they're like growing up so fast. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, will he open himself up to a relationship? Okay, we have Daisy, believe and trust in happiness. Okay. Okay. So, Sherry Bug, it feels like, because I'm just kind of tapping into his energy. And the energy right now is kind of understanding that he can be happy and full as he is. Sometimes people they know themselves really well. They're like, I can be in a relationship, or I couldn't, or I don't have to be in a relationship, but I'm just comfortable in my own skin. I'm happy as I am. And then sometimes they get into relationships and they can share that wholeness with another person, who is also a whole complete person. Sometimes people feel that perhaps there's something lacking in their life, and so they want to find a relationship hoping that the other person will have what they feel is lacking, but the person is never lacking anything. It's just sometimes hard for them to see. And so sometimes in a relationship the other person can help them to see that that other part has always been in them all along. But sometimes they may equate it to the other person being that missing piece and not the missing piece that actually was never missing in the first place. I know that sounds kind of tricky there, but it appears that Shane is trying to understand what it means to be a full and complete person. Um, and before he can ever open himself up in a relationship, like truly opening himself, being intimate and um, vulnerable, he needs to understand that there is joy and happiness within him. Remember when I was talking about, having that balance of light and darkness? I feel that Shane is thinking that there might be so much darkness within him, which is not, it's not bad. It's just he's perceiving it as bad. Like, oh, I have, these kind of vices. And sometimes, I do this and I'm not proud of it. And sometimes I act this way in relationships and I'm not proud of it. So he hides it and he calls it his darkness, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. It's my darkness. And therefore, I'm missing the part of me that is my light. I wish I was more light. I wish I was more that I could bring joy to somebody else's life. And so he's feeling like he would not be able to make somebody else happy. And so it's stemming from feeling some sort of unhappiness within himself, a dissatisfaction, so to speak. So at the moment, would he be open to, opening himself and being vulnerable and with a relationship at this time? Not at this time, but it is something that he is working towards. And it doesn't mean to stay away from this person, but perhaps you can bring healing to this person to get them to understand that they are full and complete and they absolutely do have a joy that they can share with others, that they are absolutely a valuable person, that he can share it with another person. But working to find out what he is considering darkness within himself. What is it that he is keeping hidden even from him? And since you're actually really good at perceiving these things in other people, I think you'd be really good at helping him to kind of bring up those shadows. He may not like it. I mean, who likes shadow work? He may not like it, but at least he'd be able to see that it's not something that's out of his control. It's absolutely something that can be healed, that's within his control, which be able to see him as a more joyful person. He'd feel more whole, thus translating into he would be more open to being vulnerable and open in a relationship. But at this time, he's not ready, or at least his energy is saying he's not ready. But you could be very helpful in his life if you choose to. That's always your free will, too. Let's see. I missed some of your comments here. Oh, Caitlin said, so do I. And she said, my cousin Shane is actually my cousin Brian's son. Wow. Sharebug's like, oh, wow. Joyful Dolphin said, thank you again, hun, for my question. Aw. And Sharebug says, no, that's the truth. He is 100% okay being himself. And Caitlin said, I got Pegasus of Polaris. Polaris is the North Star, so this will work out, I believe. And Susan says, I have a great feeling about it too. Yep. Healing to Shane. And Susan's like, June 2024 in time. Yeah. So like I said, he's just he's having a hard time seeing where he has the power to heal, to understand that whatever he's considering his darkness doesn't make him a bad person. And because he sees that, like, oh, I got to keep these things hidden, that maybe that makes me not good in a relationship, but he's a wonderful person. And I think that you have the tools that would be able to help him, so maybe you guys could, you know, work on it a little bit, and then he definitely would be more open to opening himself up, I do believe. All right. So let's see. Do, 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 do. Um, I think it was Joyful Dolphin that was next. And it was about a plane that disappeared. Sherrybuck says, I'm not giving up. Working on myself in the meantime. And if it's supposed to be, it will happen. Definitely. Like I said, it's your free will, but like I feel you have the tools that would be able to help him. And obviously, it would be a two-way street. He'd be able to help you as well. But he's got a wonderful light. He's just having a hard time seeing it because he has a hard time seeing what he has to offer. He's holding back a little bit. This is from his line of work and past marriage. He has so much trauma. All right. So yeah. But yeah, everybody's working on stuff right now. I think it's good that all these shadows are coming up, all these old traumas, so that we can clear them away, so that we can have a more meaningful, beautiful relationships, not only in our romantic relationships, but with our friendships and our family and those that we consider our family. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Okay. So Joyful Dolphin, what happened with the plane that disappeared? Let's see. Sherry Book says, honestly, he is helping me become a better person as well. And those are the best kind of relationships. They are. All right, Joyful Dolphin. Okay. We have Gardenia. Listen to the divine whispers stirring in your heart. Just kind of like you were saying, I have an idea, but you kind of already felt like you knew, but let's hold on, let me just put these here so I don't lose them. Okay, and then let me dive into this. I just keep seeing error, like an error, not reading things correctly. The pilot. So I don't presume to know too much about airplanes. I mean, my uncle's a pilot, but I still don't really know a whole lot about airplanes. Um, and whatever coordinates the was put into the flight log and the coordinates that were given to the pilot, like go here, feels like there was an error in there somewhere, and that it was a whole host of errors. I don't feel like there was any sort of malicious intent, but perhaps some negligence and human error. So, not to be 1 or 2 degrees off in a heading can put you miles from your destination. And when certain aspects of a plane aren't checked properly, or some people will just be like, oh, last time I saw it, it was in working order. I don't really need to check it again because they were lazy or whatever. It puts the pilot and everybody who's on that plane at risk, because now we're looking at perhaps faulty equipment, and if equipment isn't working properly, then you have an airplane that isn't functioning properly and it's not headed in the right direction. I just keep seeing error, error, error. So I feel it wasn't any one thing that caused the disappearance of this airplane, but it was a whole string of events of people either A, not doing their job, doing a poor a poor result of doing their job, and then somebody erroneously giving the incorrect coordinates to the pilot and to the control tower. Like numbers, the numbers were off. It was a simple mathematical error, just numbers were off. Not enough fuel. I can't see beyond the, we're gonna have to make a stop, like emergency landing, because number one, we're somewhere where we're not meant to be, and there's not enough fuel, and they don't want to run out of fuel in the sky, so they didn't, but they had to land, and then it's black. I don't see the landing. It's just error. Not enough fuel. We have to land. Where are we? Interesting. Interesting. Wow. That was interesting. And sometimes, every once in a while, I get blocked from seeing like past certain things, but it was like we have to land, and then it's just like blackness. I don't see anything else. Let's see. Let's go back here. Do do do. Let's go back to your comments. Susie says, joyful, sending you hugs and closure. That is so hard. Sherry Bug said, thank you everyone for your advice. And Caitlin said, Dolphin, I got ears wide open in reverse. I think the pilot got disoriented, like what happened with JFK Jr. and Kobe and Gianna Bryant. Um, and Joyful said there was a guy changed the plan. Sharebuck says, "Oh man, that's a bummer." And then string of lies. And then Susie said, "Sending you healing." Joyful says he talks to me in my dream. The landing. Yeah, it was interesting. It was just like a string of unfortunate events. Like somebody didn't a whole lot of somebodies didn't do their job. It just kind of seemed like people were either distracted or they were lazy or they just didn't do it right. And then, people have to be on point when giving coordinates to a pilot. And it seems like it was just a couple of numbers were off, and you totally throw the pilot off. And if you're off of your destination and you only have a certain amount of fuel for that particular destination, and now you're headed somewhere else and you don't have enough fuel, now you have more problems. So it was just like problem after problem after problem, and then after that I don't see anything but um, uh, Joyful says the pyramid is strong magnetic pull. All right, interesting. So yeah, whoever was on that plane, definitely sending them healing energy, and we are going to do our healing right now. So yeah, let's just, for everyone, no matter what their celebrations are, or what people are dealing with, or any sort of loss that's going on, let's dive into the heart chakra for that. Oh, a Joyful said the guy said magnetic pool. Interesting. And Caitlin said, Paula, I tried to figure out what happened to my distant cousin who disappeared 51 years ago, and we broke through to something that scared us so much we had to cleanse ourselves energetically. Wow, that is interesting. Um, well, maybe I don't know. Now I'm now I'm curious, like, to why I might be blocked in seeing past a certain area. So I might have to meditate on that later. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll get into our meditation. I just want to do the Tibetan singing bowl, so I'm just going to guide you into a state of relaxation. And then, whatever you want to go into and work on within your heart space, whether you want to work on some healing, whether you would like to look into a particular situation, whether you want to send healing to someone, either like, the persons on the plane, or, those who have crossed over, or, any sort of loss. I just kind of keep feeling like it should be looking at kind of our loss and what we can do to remedy that, to have us not feel as though we are missing something. Sometimes people feel like when others leave us in the physical that they are now missing, but it's not a missing, but just a transformation of their form. And even me with my little missing tooth, it's not now that I'm missing something, but I've gained clarity on something else. I've gained healing. And so I think I want that to be the focus, but you guys, I'm just basically going to guide you into the heart, but you decide what you want to do when you get there, and then I'll guide you guys back. Okay. All right. So Susie said healing, open to it. Sherry Bug said open to healing, and some to Shane as well. Definitely send it all around, you guys. So go ahead and get yourself into a nice, comfortable space. You could be sitting in a chair, laying in a bed. You can be sitting outside under a tree. I actually almost sat out on my blanket today to do your live chat. And let's bring your awareness to your breath. Feeling that rise and fall of the chest. Bringing your awareness into your heart space. The more you focus on this heart space, the more relaxed you become. Feeling it first in your head, down the jaw, down the neck, down your shoulders, to your arms, all the way to your fingertips, down your torso to your hips, the thighs to the knees. Feeling into that heart space, relaxation down the calf muscles, into the feet, out the toes, and feeling that energy continue down into Mama Gaia as you see energetic roots extending from yourself down into the earth where you come from, where your earthly body will return, and where you once sprouted from. Grounding yourself. In this space, you are safe, unprotected. You are in the warm embrace of the unconditional love of the Earth Mother. And as you continue to ground, now feeling light of source driving into your heart, opening those pink or green gates to the heart, allowing you to peer in and send the healing where you need, allowing you to ask the questions that you need, allowing to feel what you need. I'm going to ask you to close up this session, but be reminded that you can come back to your heart space anytime you wish. And anytime you feel less than stable or unprotected or scared, that you can come back to the heart, ground yourself back into Mama Gaia, and feel her warm embrace, her unconditional love. She loves you because you are you. You are authentically you. And it is you that is needed in this world. No one else. You were not made to be anybody else but you. And when you feel ready, come back into your body. Take a nice deep breath. Wiggle those toes, wiggle those fingers. All right, you guys, thank you so much for allowing me to come and hang out with you all on this beautiful Sunday. Like I said, I know that there's so many beautiful cultures and religions out there celebrating today and for the past couple of weeks, whether we're chilling out here in the Northern Hemisphere or we're welcoming in the cooler months of the Southern Hemisphere. To those of you that are Christian, I'm wishing you a happy, happy Easter. I'm going to be looking forward to the Easter candy being on sale after Easter. Here I am missing a tooth. I'm already thinking of sugar. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who allowed me to read for them. Thank you guys for being your beautiful souls. Thank you for the kindness that you share with one another and for the friends that I have made here. You guys are definitely my soul family. So I will catch you later. Have a beautiful week. Love you guys. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye.